Because you didn't get to touch the rope, he threw it fit and did not participate. There were only 3 of you. That was not okay. So, on the way, right? All you gotta do is do what the expectation is, babe.
The lights are on. I thought the lights were on.
How are you guys? At least it's not raining, right?
noises?
It's for everybody who's on the temple council. This is why we need to replace the PA system.
Oh, it's the PA system.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you turn it off, it stops. It's shorting inside the circuits, I believe.
Oh.
So it's just a matter of time before it goes boom, and then we have no sound.
Oh, Jean said it was Buddha's heartbeat.
But it's irregular.
Got a bit of atrial fibrillation.
Yeah, he's got an arrhythmia going on.
Okay, I'm Sharon. I'll be at NC this morning, and welcome to Makawao Honganji's first Sunday Dharma family service. And I'm so happy to see our Dharma children here this morning. Okay. Please rise if you're able, and let's begin the service by singing the Vedanti Sarana together in both Pali and English.
Namo tassa
Thank you. Please be seated. We'll now sing the Gasho with Amida. The words will be shown on the screens and also on the handout. And this will be followed by quiet meditation.
Okay, we don't need a PA for now.
Okay.
We'll have to turn the PA back on later.
Teacher voice.
Amo Amida Butsu, I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I show with Amida trees and grasses and flowers, all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I show with Amida, flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seeds sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I show with Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembusu. I show with Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. I show with Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. I wash with Amida. Nebutsu in work and play. Every day with Amida. Every moment filled with light. I gasho with Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I gasho with Amida. In the clear bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I gasho with Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. This great power guides my life. I gasho with Amida. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Now, let's sit together quietly for a few moments. So just relax and get comfortable. If you are able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. As you breathe in, you'll feel energy filling your body. And as you breathe out, any stress or worries in your mind just fade away. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation.
On the first, you can hear me.
Yep, teacher voice.
Teacher's voice. On the first Sunday of each month.
No.
This is strong voice. On the first Sunday of each month, we remember all those who have passed on before us, honored ancestors, departed loved ones, dear friends, and beloved companions. The list of memorial cycles for the month of March will be shown on the screen, followed by the list of people whose memorial month is March. During this time, we encourage everyone, both here in person and at home, joining us by live stream, to offer incense and reflect upon the continued influence of departed loved ones and honored ancestors in this unrepeatable life.
Memorial cycles for the month of March. March 6th, Dick Teruto Fukushima, first year memorial cycle. Third year memorial cycle. March 15th, Robin Miki Tengan. March 15th, Yoshiharu Champi Nakamura. March 31st, Janice Yukiko Shiraki. 7th year memorial service. March 17th, Yukio Matsui. March 26th, Kyoko Tomita. 13th year memorial cycle. March 13th, Tatsue Hedani. March 21st, Shizue Nantoi. March 23rd, Teiichi Yamada. March 31st, Laura Masae Taketa. 17th memorial service. March 7th, Tamie Doi. 33rd memorial service. March 5th, Isaru Kametani. March 15th, Yoshiteru Yamamura. 50th memorial cycle. March 17th, Baby Rutan. March 25th, Yosuke Tanaka. Memorial month of March. Yoshio Okamoto, March 2nd, 1945. Saju Takishita, 1981. Hideo Nakamura, 1973. Kiyome Otani, 1964. Yoshiko Takeshita, 1991. Isao Kametani, 1991. Tamie Doi, 2007. Sadao Otani, 2009. Kenji Watanabe, 1962. Hatsugoro Makimoto, 1975. Marion Mihara Takisaki, 1991. Hirayuki Nishikawa, 1911. Shinsaku Hayakawa, 1940. Yotaro Matsuo, 1958. Douglas Katsumi Nishida, 2004. Tatsue Hedani, 2011. Dennis Satao Akemoto, 1960. Tsuneo Kawahara, 1989. Yoshiteru Yamamura, 1991. Lester Motofusa Hamai, 1986. Harry Hideto Morikawa, 1996. Masaaki J. Doi, 2008. Chitose Kojima, 1932. Helen Kikue Inaba, 2000. Yoshiko Okamura, 2015. Kiyomi Sugimoto, 1921. Wesley Noboru Kunimitsu, 2001. Kimiko Ichikawa, 2005. Matsutaro Iwanaga, 2009. Teiichi Yamada, 2011. Shinizuki Shizumura, 1928. Tokihiko Hamai, 2012. Keiichiro Okamoto, 1976. Takeo Otsubo, 2010. Tokuyoshi Ted Enoki, 1986. Kyoko Tomita, 2017. Fusayo Yamamura, 1915. Shigeru Sugawa, 1982. Doris Miyoko Nakamoto, 2012. Kazuma Okamura, 1943. Mio Nishimura, 1992. Shizue Okumura, 2004. Masayoshi Yamashita, 2005. Sayemon Fukuda, 1947. Hiroshi Horiguchi, 2006. Kazuichi Shimote, 1935. Laura Taketa, 2011. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Mahalo. Thank you. Let us all recite the golden chain of love together. Ready, begin. I am a link
in the middle of this golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May everything in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida.
On the first Sunday of each month, we celebrate birthdays. Once again. Here's a list of birthdays we know about. And if your birthday is this month, please come up to the front and we have brownies. Once again. Anyway, okay, so here are the people. Let's see. Noboru Hironaka. Yay! Come on down. Rie Taketa. Okay. Mieko Kanimoto. Iwa Yoshioka. Benjamin Higuchi. Oh, shucks. Again, Higashino. Right here. Right in the front. Right there. Okay. Colleen Ikimoto. Charles Hirata. Ray Nakagawa. And anyone else?
Anybody else?
Pretend birthdays? Come on up. Come on, kids.
I think Kalena and Tyra should come up to get Angie's birthday.
Or if you just want to have something for breakfast, come on
Very
up.
good. It's okay to eat one since it's
Okay, you
fine.
can be adults if your stomach is growling. Come on. Come on over. All right. All right. What? You like white? I like white. What's up now? Here comes the plane. Yeah. Hi, Tyrus. You're beautiful too.
There you go.
Okay. Me too. I can't. Anybody else? Lena, come.
But you can set my vote.
Come on, Lena.
Yeah. This is a synthetic, so it'll melt. It'll be a meltable.
Okay. Let's just close this door just a bit.
Hey, there's the flame up there. Okay, there we go.
All right. Okay. Okay, are we ready to sing? All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
All right, got it. So Nobu, how old are you? How old are you going to be?
How old are you? Okay, now it's children's story time.
Hopefully. Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different, so if all the Dharma School students could come on down.
Come on down. Is this what the Dharma school
Yes,
do?
this.
Okay, we'll take that up.
Okay, so we have Dharma School students today. So let's see if the microphone works. Hey, good morning. How are y'all guys doing today? Hey, we got Kenneth, and let's see, we got Lindsay and Sierra, and Tyrus and Kalena. Person who, okay, and Lena's sitting in the back there because she's shy. Hi, Lena. Okay, so, hey, Sensei. Yeah, Auntie Sharon gave you a challenging question, right? She said, explain to the kids the difference between Shakyamuni Buddha and Amida. So here we go. Oops, is that the same slide? Okay, so here's a good question for you. Who is the Buddha? Anybody? First, raise your hand. Get it. The Buddha is the Buddha. Outstanding answer, young man. No, actually, because the Buddha is... The Buddha is Kenneth. Thank you for answering the question, everybody. Okay, end of lesson. Go to Dharma school. Okay. Hey, Sensei. Everybody thought it was over for real. Come on, you gotta get stuff here. Okay. So here we go. So the Buddha, anybody, refers to a historical person, a real person, okay, who awakened, become known as the Buddha about 2,600 years ago. That's like when Sensei was born. Okay. So the Buddha, right? That's easy one. Now, here we go. Shakyamuni Buddha. So the Buddha is also known as Shakyamuni Buddha in Japan and other parts of Asia. So there's a Shakyamuni Buddha. You can also say Shaka Buddha. Hey, can you show me a Shaka? Shaka Buddha. Okay. Now, raise your hand if you've heard the word Gautama Buddha. No, you'll hear it. Trust me, you're going to hear it a lot. Okay, the Buddha is known as Gautama Buddha in many parts of Asia. Exactly right. And here at Makawao is known as Kevin. Okay, not that funny. Okay, let's see. Let's see. How about Kalena? What does Buddha mean? Exactly right. Buddha means Buddha. You said the same joke as Kenneth. Oh boy. Hey Spencer, you better start writing new jokes, man. Okay, here we go. A Buddha is an awakened being, right? Awakened to reality as it is, not reality as my ego wants. To be free of self-centered craving, selfish thoughts, words, and actions. Hey, that describes all of you here in the first row, doesn't it? Hey, everybody, all the adults in the back row, we got a bunch of Buddhas sitting up here in the front. There you go. There's Kenneth, the running Buddha. All right, here's a good one. Let's see who can answer this question. So, Sierra, what is the Dharma? What does Dharma mean? Sorry, what? I don't know. Exactly. Nobody knows what the Dharma is. Hey, Sensei, you're not doing a very good job.
We get guidance from them.
Yes, you take guidance from the Dharma. Exactly. We say that every week. So, simple one. The simple meaning of Dharma is the teachings of the Buddha. Okay, so or reality as it is, and together we call it the Buddha Dharma, just to be funny, just to throw another word at you. So, can anybody tell me what's an example of the Dharma? What's an example of the Buddha's teachings? Yes. Anybody? Sorry? The Red Book, yes. Very good. All right. Okay, anybody else? Example of Dharma. Well, here's a good example of Dharma. Let's turn the PA system up. Okay, because Dharma can also mean
Dharma can also mean reality as it is. So, if Sensei had it the way that I wanted, the way my ego wanted, the PA system would work great. I could turn on this wireless microphone and everyone would hear me and go, "Ooh, Sensei, you got a good voice." But reality as it is, as soon as I turn on the PA system, it's around there somewhere. As soon as Sensei turns on the PA system, it stops working.
Yeah, we can do that for another 5 minutes, okay?
Here's a good question. What is the Sangha? Yes, Kenneth. Right? We get guidance from the Sangha. Yes, exactly.
And I think everyone is saying, yes, Sensei, you could turn the PA system off.
He said that. He said the people. He said the people.
So the people. Very good. The people. Because, okay, look at the slide. This is going to be a funny one. Check it out. Because the Sangha is you. Yes. So, no matter what you look like, or what color your hair is, or if you're a hot dog, that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Because this is a community of communities here. Just think of it as Ohana in Hawaii. It's a big extended family. That's right. You got lots of friends here, and that's Sangha. So, where do we get our guidance from? From the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Easy, right? Because, oops, that's the answer. That's the answer to the next question, Sensei.
What are the 3 treasures?
What are the I wish the microphone was working. Hello. What are the 3 treasures? Anybody? Ooh, Kenneth, another one.
The 3 treasures are the 3 treasures.
The 3 treasures are the 3 treasures. Okay. That's very linear logic you got there, buddy. A equals A. Okay. Did you know that Dr. Taitetsu Uno actually said the key to Buddhism is A equals A, not A? Okay, we'll do that after you graduate from Dharma school. So the 3 treasures, also known as the 3 jewels, are the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. There you go. All right, here's the original question. You thought so, okay. Who is in the altar? Anybody? Yes. Amida! Ding, 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 ding. Okay, take an extra cupcake. There you go. An altar. An excellent question from Kenneth. What's an altar? Let's face the audience. Hey, you guys in the back, what's an altar? Everyone's pointing up there. I guess that's the altar. Well, you know, Sensei's granddaughter, she said, when she was like 2 years old, she said, that's Amida's house. Okay. And did you know that Amida has a bed? I'll show you Amida's bed. Come and check it out. Here we go. It's Amida's bed.
You can't sleep in it.
What do you think? Hey, Tyrus, you think you can get him to come up here and take a nap? It might be kind of fun. I can't do it. So we got Amida's house, we got Amida's bed, and it's for Amida. So, who is Amida Buddha?
Who's Amida Buddha?
Anybody? Kenneth?
Amida Buddha is the immeasurable light and life, caring and kindness and wisdom.
Okay, you gave the exact right answer. Amida is the Buddha of immeasurable light and life, sharing and caring, kindness and wisdom. Okay, now since we got nothing left to say, woo, wait, that sure was fun. Don't look at me, man. Okay. So this is actually a slide for the adults, but it's Amida is from Amitabha and Amitayus, where Amida means immeasurable, and Ba means light, and Yus means life. I hope all the adults are paying attention because this is what we're talking about in a couple minutes. Okay, here we go. What's the difference? Here's the big question. What's the difference between Amida and Shakyamuni Buddhas? Anybody? Wait a second. How about you, Sierra? What do you think?
That means I do not know.
You do not know. There you go. Shrug means I don't know. How about you, Lindsay? No, because Kenneth knows all the answers.
The difference between Amida and Shakyamuni is
Okay, we got linear logic working again. Oh, Lynn, I'm sorry, in the back. I didn't see you back there. Come on, yeah, shout it out.
Shout it out.
Sorry, my ears are getting old. That Shakyamuni was a real person. He came to Buddha. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. That makes sense. They feel good. Somebody's actually paying attention. Okay. It's just one of those things. Exactly right. Because Shakyamuni, Buddha, and Amida are like fingers pointing to the moon. Right? If you focus on the finger or the person who's pointing to the moon, you miss the moon. Okay, I guess it's cultural reference you guys don't get. Okay.
I get it.
Yeah, so Shakyamuni and Amida are both pointing toward the truth. The truth is over there. And they're teaching a way to become Buddha. So both Shakyamuni and Amida are teaching you ways to become the Buddha. Easy, right? Sure. Because Amida is both immeasurable sharing and infinite caring. So if you think of as Amida sharing and caring, there you go. That's all you have to do. Go to Sunday school. All right? Very good. Okay, here comes the fun stuff. Kenneth, sorry, you have your hand up.
You have a question? No. He wants to.
Nope. No question, Sensei. Just want to raise my hand. Okay, I'll do that. Too. Barkley says, hey, I just want to raise my hand. Okay, everybody know you know you want to raise your hands. Come on, just raise your hand. Okay, no questions. Okay, now this is the fun stuff. How do you tell the difference between Amida Buddha and Shakyamuni Buddha? Anybody? So if we're looking at the statue, right? Shakyamuni and Amida, how do you tell the difference? Yes, get it. One is gold and one is green. Ah, okay, well this is Shimon, but good guess. Good guess. Excellent. Okay, Sensei, give him the secret. Here you go. Now, all of y'all in the audience, you can impress your friends with this one. The way to tell the difference between Amida and Shakyamuni. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. Amida is always like this, kind of like making OK sign, except with the three fingers together. So right hand is always up. Left hand is always extended. So Amida is saying compassion is here. If you need help, just reach out for my hand. So there you go. So if you see this in a statue or a painting, you know that this is Amida Buddha. Okay. Did you know? Okay, and the other one, which we'll have to do an altar tour, because you can't actually see, you have to see it from the side. But Amida is always leaning forward. Right? Always saying, it's okay, I will help you, I will help you, come. He doesn't want to miss anything. So next time we'll have an altar tour and we'll go inside and you can see this angle. Amida's leaning forward. Now Shakyamuni Buddha, his hands are in the meditation mudra, meditation gesture. So left hand, take your left hand, yes. Right hand, I think it's on top. Right hand on top of left hand. And it forms, and then the thumbs form a circle. So that's how you can tell, particularly when Shakyamuni is sitting. Yes. So let's all sit like Shakyamuni. Okay, so you make the circle. Okay, sit up straight. Put on your Buddha face. Breathe. Okay, so there you go. That's how it works. That's how it works. And you can see particularly the seated Buddha is usually in Japan. So you will see the seated Buddha. Is it this way? Sorry, I can't remember which one goes on top. Like this. Now, here's a tricky one. Who is this? Who am I? Okay, see if you're paying attention. Well, Sensei, I don't know. I don't have any fingers, so I can't really do that. Kenneth, what do you say?
Is that Shakyamuni or Amida?
Is it Shakyamuni? Is it Shakabuddha? Or is it Amida? Now, look at the fingers. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. What do you say? It's kind of hard to see because this is an old statue, but it's actually, this is Amida. So the sitting version of Amida. So if you remember, Amida's hands are always like making the okay signs. Yeah? He slides them together like this. Yeah, so the seated Buddha, you can tell the seated Buddha is Amida if there's two okay signs stacked on top of each other. Okay, let's put on your Amida face and make the Amida Mudra, make the Amida gesture. Just breathe in. Oh, we got a bunch of Buddhas here in the front row. Okay, you guys look at it. So there's a really tricky one, right? You can probably go to another temple and ask your friends, and they won't know stuff like this. That's right, because this is the Kamakura Daibutsu. This is the big Buddha in Kamakura. And not everybody knows it's Amida. Ta-da! So, at this point, I think we'll release the kids to go have some fun. Very good, so you can go to Dharma school now because the adults, you get the pop quiz. Okay, all y'all sleeping in the back there, grab since it's got you now. Okay, so Dharma school kids, go out to Dharma school. Very good. Okay, we'll see you later, kids. Hey, Auntie Sharon, how much time you need?
A lot.
A lot. Okay, adults, we're going to be here for a while, so I hope you're paying attention.
Eat snacks.
Okay, let's see who was paying attention. Extra credit for the adults who raised their hands and answered the question. Who is the Buddha? Who's the Buddha? Who's the Buddha? Anybody? Okay, everybody was sleeping. Okay, so the Buddha is, anybody? The Buddha refers to the historical Buddha. So Shakyamuni or Gautama, depending on which way you want to identify them. The thing is, there's only one Buddha. So this is why we use the particle, the definitive particle. So the definite particle. So there's only one, the Buddha. The Buddha refers to Shakyamuni Gautama Buddha 2,600 years ago. The interesting thing about that is that's actually about 500 years before Jesus of Nazareth shows up on the scene. So Buddha precedes Jesus. Although there is an academic theory which says they lived at the same time and they chatted with each other. Who knows? But generally speaking, academically they would say the Buddha preceded Jesus of Nazareth by about 500 years, more or less. So as far as we know, there's only been one Buddha. Because the question then becomes, what does Buddha mean? Diane, you were in the class on Thursday.
Enlightened one.
Yes, enlightened one or awakened one. Many times, the preference now is to use awakened as opposed to enlightened. The enlightenment refers to the emerging from the Dark Ages in Europe. So it's considered a slightly different thing. It's more accurate to say awakened, the awakened one. Okay, so what does the Buddha awaken to? So we got Siddhartha sitting under the tree for 49 days, or 7, depending on which version of the story you like. And he awakens. But what does he awaken to? Anybody?
The true nature of all things.
The true nature of all things, yes, indeed, including ourselves, including human beings. So he awakens to what we would call the Dharma. Right? Because the simple version of the Dharma is the teachings. It's the body of knowledge that the Buddha left behind. Primarily, the sources would be sutras. So we do Gasho with Amida, which is a poem that we sing. It's not really a sutra. The sutras are the words of the Buddha. So if you look at, in the red book that we use, if you look at like Sanbutsuge. Okay, so Sanbutsuge is actually an excerpt from the larger sutra of the Tathagata of Immeasurable Life, which is a mouthful. It's one of the 3 Pure Lands sutras. So the rack with the scrolls in front of Amida's bed.
These are actually scrolls of the sutras. And so this is an excerpt from the sutra. It's actually worth your while to read the whole sutra to understand where this comes from. And the reason why I say this is because in the beginning, right, there was no way to write things down. They didn't have paper, they didn't have computers and stuff. So the only way to do it was orally. Okay, so all the disciples, the direct disciples of the Buddha, they said, "Thus I have heard." Nyoze gamo. Thus I have heard. So most of the sutras start like that. In the Pure Land tradition, our sutras begin with Bussetsu. So the Buddha explained. So there's these different sutras where the Buddha's explaining different things. But again, I remember, this is what I heard. The Buddha said this. And then part of it would be Kogen Igi, which we do. So your radiant countenance is majestic, and your dignity is boundless. Radiant splendor such as yours has no equal. Sambutsika is actually quite interesting if you read the translation, if you understand what you're actually saying. And then you have to understand, where does this story fit in the overall literature, the overall story that we tell. The reason why this is important is because the larger sutra actually has 2 scrolls. It is really long. It'll take more than an hour to do it, and that's at full speed with trained priests. It'll take a while. But inside the larger sutra are the 48 vows, and then the 18th vow, the most important vow. Right? The 18th vow, the primal vow, is called the Hongan, and that's Honganji. So we are the temple of the primal vow. The primal vow basically says, right, if all ordinary beings, right, with sincere mind, joyous faith, and aspiration for birth into the Pure Land to become Buddha, to help other people, right? And they call my name maybe 10 times. It's actually in there, maybe 10 times, perhaps 10 times. If they call my name perhaps 10 times, if they are not born into the Pure Land, I refuse to become Buddha. So this is the primal vow. The primal vow where Amida says basically, if everybody doesn't realize birth into the Pure Land to become Buddha, I refuse to be Buddha. Now, the Bodhisattva Dharmakara has become Amida Buddha, Tathagata. So that means your salvation, quote unquote, your becoming Buddha is guaranteed. If you fulfill the 3 conditions, right? So sincere mind, joyous faith, aspiration for birth into the Pure Land, and calling the name, maybe 10 times. Okay. And the name of Amida Buddha is Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So if you say Namo Amida Butsu, you have sincere mind, you have joyous faith, and you aspire to be born into the Pure Land, not because I want to be Buddha, but I want to become Buddha to help everybody else. And so this is the key difference between Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism. So the big 2 streams. Right? So Theravada says, I will shave my head, I will become a monk, I will deny everything, I will eliminate my ego because I want to be Buddha. I want to stop suffering. And that's the difference. And Mahayana says, right, I won't become a Buddha unless everybody else gets to be Buddha. And this is the promise that Amida Buddha makes. So because the vows have all been fulfilled, all 48 vows have been fulfilled, he becomes Amida Buddha. And that's the story. So the thing is, if you really dig into what the Hongan means, so this is Amida Buddha, actually, the being who becomes Amida. So the Bodhisattva Dharmakara says, right, if everybody together, if we all aren't born into the Pure Land, become Buddha, then I refuse to become Buddha. The logic is really complicated. It takes some time to dig through what the Buddha is trying to say. But that's just one, the most important of the 48 vows. So one of the interesting vows is number 35. If you really want to get into some interesting stuff, look up vow number 35. Vow number 35 says that if a female aspires to birth becoming Buddha, if a female wants to become Buddha, right, her body will transform into a male form and then become Buddha. Right? Because at the time, women were considered impure, they were defiled, so they could not become Buddha. They couldn't pursue that path. Right? Which in modern times, people look at that and go, oh, number 35, that's sexist. And it is. But it reflects the things of the time. So again, Amida's compassion is so great, saying, if you were born in a human form and a female form, unfortunately, right, the path to enlightenment's blocked to you. That's okay. I'll transform you into a male form, and then you can become a Buddha. So at the time, this is very revolutionary thinking. Buddhism was the first major religion to allow women on the path to awakening. Okay, all the other ones said, no, you're a woman, your body's impure. No, you cannot be, you will never become. So interesting things, interesting things. And I talk about this because that is the Dharma. Right? So Dharma becomes the teachings, right? Including stuff like the 48 vows, the larger sutra. But how many of you have actually read the translation of the full larger sutra? That's okay. If you go to seminary, you have to read it. It's long. It's really hard to plow through. And yet, we are required to memorize this stuff. So, if you want to become a minister, right, to become ordained, you have to be able to say, Setsuga Tokubutsu Jin Jikpo. You have to be able to quote the whole 18th vow. They let me cheat, though, because you could write it in the back, and they said, okay, Gary, you can do open book. So, and literally, the professor, the doctrine professor said, Gary, you just write it down. I go, Sensei, thank you very much. Although I did memorize it, I just can't remember. If you look at Dharma, the other meaning of Dharma is reality. Right? So there's two realities in Buddhism. The reality that we can perceive, right, which we know is limited. Right? We only got 5 senses, got a human brain, which is limited. It's amazing, but it's quite limited in its capacities. And then so this is the reality we can perceive and see and feel. But beyond that, there's a reality that we cannot perceive, right, that science cannot measure. So one of the interesting things, and it was so funny when Kenneth was reading the slides, I didn't think he could read slides like that. Immeasurable life, immeasurable light. So immeasurable is an interesting word because it actually means not quantifiable, right? It cannot be quantified. So think of compassion, right, that is so great, cannot be quantified. And this is the metaphor is infinite life, immeasurable life. The story I like to tell is because, well, when Amida looks at me, he says, Gary, your head's pretty hard. It's going to take some time for you to actually, understand this stuff. But take your time. I have infinite life, immeasurable life. It's okay. So in other words, no matter how long it takes, Amida's got immeasurable life. Immeasurable light, or infinite light, unblockable light. This is the light of wisdom. Okay. It's all here if you want it. There's a whole library of books back there which give you aspects of the Dharma. So what is the Sangha? And again, Dharma school, they get it, right? It's people! Okay, Sensei, move on to the next slide. But think about that, right? Sangha is this community. There's many communities inside this community that we call the Sangha. Consider the Dharma school kids. Consider the Cub Scouts. The Cub Scouts are our largest organization, by far. By far. So, and they're part of this Sangha. They're part of this Sangha. Okay, this should be super easy one, right? What are the 3 treasures? Jane.
The Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha.
Yes, very good. Easy, right? All right, here's a good one. So, Guy, who's on the altar? Buddha. Which one? Amida, yes. Pat, how can you tell the difference between Amida and Shakyamuni? Yep, look at the hands. Look at the hands. So the other thing is, like in Southeast Asia, Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha, is often shown with the right hand touching the ground. Okay, so particularly the seated position. So it might be holding something like here, but seated, and then the right hand will be shown touching the ground. But it depends. Different countries, different cultures presented in different ways. And that's You know, that's part of the fun of becoming a priest, because you're supposed to be able to tell the difference. I mean, there's literally 80,000 different kinds of Buddhas. If you go to Kyoto, if you're planning to go to Kyoto in May for the World was it PWA convention and then the 850 and 800 celebration, you have to go see Sanju Sangendo, which I'll write down. It's hard to remember. Sanju Sangendo has 10,000 statues of bodhisattvas. And the story goes that you have to look at each one because you will find your face among the 10,000 bodhisattvas. And so that's why everyone goes to this temple, to go in there to see the 10,000 statues of bodhisattvas. It's amazing. It's actually quite overwhelming. Also, once a year, very famous for doing Japanese archery. And then Sanju Sangen refers to the spaces between the pillars. So it's actually a very long hall. So they have this long distance archery contest every year, where it's like, and you have to shoot it through a hoop, you know, way on the other side of things. I tell that story because I studied Japanese archery, and it was one of the things I wanted to do, but never actually quite had the chance to do it. But the fact is, you know, normally it's 28 meters away, so not that far. But you know, you're shooting like 300 meters away. Anyway, has nothing to do with Buddhism. Okay, so I hopefully that gives them enough time to finish what they're trying to finish. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is, let's use it in the context of our world. So it's a human being who has fulfilled every requirement, every vow to become Buddha. Right? Is ready to become Buddha, but says, no, wait. I'm not going to become Buddha unless everybody else can become Buddha. So it's someone who has achieved everything you need to be Buddha, but says, no, I want to stay here to help all the other ordinary people find their way to Buddha. And that's a bodhisattva. So a bodhisattva is like a Buddha, but someone who said, no, I don't want to be Buddha until everybody else is saved. Bodhisattva comes out in the Mahayana tradition. So again, Theravada tradition, the original teachings of the Buddha is how I become Buddha. Mahayana, spreads out and says, how does everybody become Buddha? So Mahayana tradition goes to China, becomes Pure Land, and Pure Land says, Amida's compassion is immeasurable. It's so broad. It doesn't really matter who you are, what you look like. Your birth into Pure Land, your becoming Buddha is assured. So, and that's the tricky bit from a logical perspective, right? That if the bodhisattva, so the being before becoming Buddha, is ready to become Buddha, but says, no, I don't want to, has made these 48 vows. And remember, Dharmakara, the bodhisattva Dharmakara, makes 48 vows, fulfills all of these vows, and becomes Amida. That being the case, all of the vows have been fulfilled, including the 18th vow. So this is the leap of logic you have to make to say, wait a minute, Carrie, come on, prove that to me. There is no logical proof to this. But that's the leap of faith. And you are brought to making this leap of faith, through Amida Buddha, through Amida's working in your life. So again, the reality we can perceive and the reality that's underlying that. And reality as it is to see all of that, including the self. So that becomes the basic ideas behind Buddhism. So, anybody else? Questions? Tony Brian, you guys? Or hi, Kurt, did you prepare your killer question? Okay, I actually gave Kurt the killer question already. So if you had attended the Introduction to Buddhism classes, the killer question for all of these situations is, and if you're facing a Honganji minister, hey Gary, hey Sensei, Reverend, didn't the Buddha teach that there's no Atman, there's no soul, there's no eternal essence of caring? If that being the case, when I die, what goes to the Pure Land? So what goes to the Pure Land? Think about that one, right? So Diane, when you pass from this world, your human form reaches the end of life. We always say, and go forth to birth in the Pure Land, becoming Buddha. and returning to this world in oneness with the Amida Buddha, right, to guide others to their birth in the Pure Land. What is it that's born in the Pure Land? The Buddha taught there's no permanent essence of carry. When this body goes, right, if you define carry as, if I define myself as my ego, right, when I die, while my body dies, my mind dies, there's no more ego. There's no more me. So what is born into the Pure Land? We actually have an answer for that, but I'll just leave that with you. So think about it. Right? What's born into the Pure Land? Is carry born in the Pure Land? But if the Buddha taught, right, there's no soul, then there's no permanent essence of carry that gets reborn. Interesting question. Interesting question. So let's just stop there. Now that's to encourage you to come to the class. If you want the technical answer is the karmic consequences of your unrepeatable life. It's the karmic consequences, right? The karmic consequences of everything you think, say, and do in this life. That's what comes back to people. So if you've heard me give a funeral Dharma talk or a memorial service Dharma talk, I always ask people to close their eyes and think back and remember the person who's passed. Right? Remember the way they smiled, the way they laughed, the way they made you smile, the way they made you laugh, the way they make you feel. Right? These things, these memories, these emotions, these feelings, that's what's left. That's what comes back. Now, there's a pretty big academic argument about that, but that's one way to look at it. Everything you think, say, and do in this life, right, that's what people are going to remember. That's what comes back from the Pure Land. That's Amida Buddha. This is the whole reality beyond the reality we can perceive. Okay, so you got all my good stuff there. That's it. So remember, as Buddhists, be good, but not too much. And now you're all released to go to Dharma school? Maybe not. Pop quiz. Oh, no. How come there's 2 pop quizzes in here? That's kind of weird. So we'll stop there. What's next? Okay. Jean, can I ask you to run the slides?
Okay.
So let's, what do we do? Metta Sutta, the loving kindness.
Let's all. Oh, we don't have that.
We could try turning it
Oh,
on.
no, thank you.
Maybe.
Old habits. No. I hit return, yeah?
Right arrow.
Right now, thank you. Okay. Let's all chant the Metta Sutta, the Loving Kindness Sutra. Let us begin. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony.
No.
Reverend Carey will now lead us in gratitude meditation.
Let's sit together quietly for a few moments. So just relax and get comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. And sit up straight. Align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes halfway, so you're looking both inwardly and outwardly. And just breathe. Breathe in, and breathe out. In, and out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say mahalo. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation.
Thank you. Please rise if you are able, and let's sing Ondok-san, the hymn of gratitude written by Shingon Shonin, which will be found on the screen or on a handout on page 134 of the service book.
Collected Works of Shinran, Volume 1, page 380-65.
Please be seated. Mahalo for joining our service this morning. Are there any announcements, Sensei?
Sure. Next Sunday is the second Sunday, so it should be a lay Dharma family service, albeit kahalui. And then the 19th, I'm sorry, one of these is Higan. Sorry, slides are not right. Higan service, March 19th, will be the Higan service, major service in the Honganji tradition, marking the equinox, the spring equinox. Columbarium is open every day, 8:35. And any other announcements? Oops. Is that Gail?
I'll just go over here so they can see this poster. I've been asked by Karen Hamai, Ishizu, to make this announcement. Stay on camera. Stay on camera. Where's the camera?
Right there.
Yeah, but stand in front of the point again. Oh, then turn it up. Well, then they can see. Yeah. And then see. Or stay next to it or stand in front of it. Because we're not using the microphone anyway. Can you see? Yeah. Okay. You are invited to share your joy. Either draw a picture, share a photo, or write a poem. Do it your way. And all entries will be displayed at Hanamatsuri 2023 at Wailuku Honganji Mission on April 9. So if you are able to or would like to enter an artwork or poem, please turn it in to the office. You can do this anytime before April 9, and they will make sure that it goes to Wailuku. Thank you.
Okay, if there's no further announcements, thank you very much for attending the service. Actually,
Everyone is welcome to enjoy refreshments and talk story in the social hall. Thank you for joining.